Winter weather forecaster Stephen Boyle. Last blizzard we did very well. We boated very well with the blizzard. Snow from Boston all the way down to DC. Boston got over 8 inches. New York City, 26.5. I believe Philly got about 20 inches. DC got a big dosing of snow, I believe, well over 18 inches. So everybody did well with it. The only area that was a little iffy was Western Massachusetts, but in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing significant. That was a major snowstorm. So, by the way, winter storm warnings, blizzard warnings, etc. We're looking at the storm system going on out in the Midwest, and let me tell you, this is going to be something serious. Remember I said whenever you see a comma shape to a storm, you know you're dealing with something significant, and this is going to be significant. This is moving north and east, and see this blue in here? This is going to move over southern Nebraska by the morning, by the time we hit sunrise. This is the current radar imagery. Yeah, this is interesting. Things are really filling in now. A few hours ago, this was I was a little skeptical. I was thinking things were not going to be as good as I thought. But let me tell you, this band is really kicking up, and it's just getting more intense as time moves along. You know what's also happening is you got this line of thunderstorms. There are some storms that are actually getting wrapped into this big snow band. And that's going to continue to happen, because what's going to happen is this line of thunderstorms is actually going to get longer. So what'll happen is more of the storms will get wrapped up into the snow band. You're going to talk about thunder snows. Oh yeah. So here's what's happening. This is your upper level low. It's right over parts of Kansas. See these winds right in here? Remember I was saying how in some areas there was going to be some thunderstorms wrapping into the snow band? Definitely very good shot of that happening, and where it does happen, you're going to get major winds. And this is going to be a true blizzard for these folks in southern Nebraska. Oh yeah. Major. This is tomorrow afternoon. This is in the morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and then early Wednesday. Look how it weakens. This is tomorrow evening, and then this is early Wednesday. Once this weakens, this is going to fly to the north and east. I mean fly. From here to here, it took about 36 hours. From here to here, it's going to be about 12 to 18 hours. So this is 12 to 18 hours. This is like 36. So it's just going to race. It's going to race to the east. So here's the surface maps. You can see this is what I'm talking about. This is your major snows right in here. This is where you're going to probably get well over a foot. I wouldn't be surprised if there's somewhere that gets 24 inches. Here is what happens tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, you get some pretty hefty snows right in here. It's still snowing south central Nebraska. Okay. The reason why areas in Iowa aren't going to get as much is because that's when the storm is going to weaken. Yeah. So Nebraska is where the big jackpots are going to be, these regions right in here. Okay. Look at it, still snowing there, and watch what happens. This is tomorrow afternoon. This is tomorrow evening. Still snowing there. Still snowing. In the meantime, look at what's happening in Des Moines. Yeah, you're getting dry slotted.
That's because, first of all, it's weakening, and secondly, the upper level low is very close to you. But look at Minneapolis. You're getting some pretty good snows. So this Minneapolis is going to get thumped pretty well. I think 5 to as much as a foot. Oh yeah, I think you're doing pretty good in Minneapolis. But Des Moines, I could see as little as 3. I could see as much as 8. We'll have to see. Look what happens though. This is tomorrow evening, and then this is early Wednesday. Look what happens. Look how it just weakens. The snow is starting to dissipate. Yeah, that's because the upper level low is weakening. So now the snow is just starting to, this northern side is just sort of deteriorating as this storm system moves north and east. But something that isn't dissipating and isn't too upsetting is this. Yeah, that moisture. This is some serious Gulf moisture, and it's also coming into contact with some pretty intense Arctic air. Yeah, this is serious. And plus you got some, notice how you have these winds blowing right into this squall line. That's a squall line right there. Wind damage. Wind damage. Watch out for that. Okay. So this is where the storm is located, early Wednesday morning. This is where it's located Wednesday evening. So this is about 12 a.m. Wednesday. Okay, so this is about 12 a.m. Wednesday. This is about 7 p.m. So it goes from here to here in the matter of 12, yeah, about 18 hours. 18, definitely less than 24 hours. Races, and look at this rain. This is rain. It's not snow. Look at the rain in the mid-Atlantic and southern New England. This is the type of rains where you walk outside for a minute and you're just drenched. Oh yeah, this is gonna be massive rains. So that's what's gonna happen on Wednesday evening. What'll happen after that is this is a cold front right here. This is going to usher in colder air behind it, and we're going to get a trough. Now the question is are we going to get any snow in the future after this front moves through? Well, this is the GFS for next week, and first and foremost, before we get into specifics, when I say specifics, I don't mean like who's going to get snow and how much and all that stuff. Before we talk about the general pattern, or the pattern, the general pattern is this. You've got a trough out east, which is lots of cold air coming down from the Arctic, and major warmth surging through the west. This is classic. If you want a major blockbuster storm on the East Coast, you want this. Okay, this is what you want. Okay, major trough out east, major ridge out west. If you don't have that, it's definitely more difficult to get a major snowstorm out on the East Coast. Okay, so you have this major ridge here, this major trough. Big characteristics. Okay, so what the GFS has is, and so that's the first thing. Okay, when I see that, I say this is pretty good. I'm liking this. I'm liking this pattern. Okay, when you have this pattern, all you need is just a piece of energy to move around the bend, tap into some Gulf of Mexico moisture, and then come up the base of the trough.
That's all you need. That's it. And it just needs to tap into some northern stream energy, which I think can definitely happen. What the GFS is doing is it has this southern stream energy coming out ahead of the trough instead of around the base of the trough. Okay? So that's the reason why it doesn't really show a major snowstorm. But we're over 200 hours away. Okay? A little minor change like that, instead of it being here, or instead of it being here, it's over here. That's about what? Maybe 1,500 miles. When you're this far out, about 1,500 miles is the era of when it comes in terms of the models. This is the Euro. Has it a little bit more. This is also something that you want to see as well. A negatively tilted trough. That's what you want to see. Still have that major ridge out west. Still have a major trough out east. The only thing that the Euro doesn't have is, again, the southern stream energy is now just slightly ahead of the trough. So I anticipate that the models will be changing over the course of the next week or so. Okay, so I will be updating this as the week goes along. But right now, the big thing is that the potential is there. You've got the major ridge out west, the major trough out east. All you need is for a storm to come around the base of the trough and to tap into some Gulf of Mexico moisture and then come up the coast, and let me tell you, you're going to be just pounded with snows. And we'll finally get the snow that we need here in the Northeast. Because let me tell you, we're well below average. Well below. 2 inches here in southern parts of southern New England. Yeah. So we need the snows. Okay, we're well overdue. And the pattern is ripe. We just need energy to come along and hit into it. And granted, both the GFS and the Euro have a storm for around this time period. So it does have it. It's not like there's nothing. Okay? It's just the general track. It's just very small specifics at this point that the energy is just a little bit ahead of it, a little too early. If it was, maybe 100 hours out or so, we'd be like, okay, we're not going to get much of anything. But we're over 200 hours out, so there's plenty of time for things to update. And when you're this far out, the error in the models is about 1,500 miles. So just something to keep in mind as we work our way through the next several days. I'll be updating this sometime towards the end of the week. Okay, middle to the end of the week is when I'll be updating this. And but yeah, we'll talk about the snowfall totals in the Midwest. We'll talk about if we got any major rains out there, and we'll look at what the models are showing as far as the if anything, as far as the snows. But if I were to have to box in an area, it would be in this region right in here, right now. That's where the potential is. That's where the potential lies, and also the mountains here. Okay. But that's where the potential is right now. And again, there's room for this to even just go out to sea. So we'll see what happens. Questions, comments down below. And have a great beginning of your week. We'll see you towards the end of the week this week.